This is Wild About Utah.
When a family friend recently returned from a big hunting trip, he mentioned he'd taken along his new pack goats. Pack goats? I perked up at the thought of seeing goats on a hiking trail in the mountains. They're very friendly, he added. Now, a domestic goat is very different from a wild mountain goat. It's very unlikely a hiker will ever see a wild goat because there are less than 2,000 scattered about in a few small herds in Utah. These herds can be traced back to the 40 wild goats brought here from Olympic National Park in Washington beginning in 1967. These wild goats have 2 distinctive layers of thick white hair and 2 black, backward slanting horns. Mountain goats keep to the high mountains. If a hiker sees them at all, it's most likely on a rocky ledge. A mountain goat is a great climber that has been clocked going up 75 vertical feet in 60 seconds. A rocky ledge is a good place to escape predators like bears and wolves. Unfortunately, it's no defense against eagles that have been known to swoop down and carry off a small kid. About 10,000 years ago, villagers in Asia first domesticated the goat. To this day, in some parts of the world, owning a goat can make a big difference for a family. Bernice's Goat is a beautiful children's book that tells the true story of a 9-year-old girl in Uganda whose mother receives the gift of a goat from the Heifer International nonprofit. The goat soon gives birth to twins, and the milk just flows. There is enough for the baby goats and Bernice's 5 younger brothers and sisters, and still enough to sell a little to the neighbors. Her mother can now pay school fees, and Bernice gets her deepest wish. She is able to go to school. Back in Cache Valley, I wasted no time inviting myself over to meet my friend's new pack goats. The goats rushed up to the fence and seemed as curious about me as I was about them. "Can we go for a walk?" I asked. Soon we were all headed up a nearby trailhead. Pack goats need a lot of exercise to keep in shape. This was just an easy workout. But on a hunting trip, the goats wear a pack saddle, and each one will carry about 40 pounds. By now I was really intrigued and bought a copy of John Mieszonek's book, The Pack Goat. According to the author, a goat that has been bonded with humans when young will grow into a strong, sure-footed, trustworthy companion in the wilderness. John now runs a pack goat business that accompanies groups on overnight camping trips. His favorite goat is Julio. Julio will watch everyone bedding down for the night. Then he will saunter over to someone and politely stand next to their sleeping bag. Slowly and gently he'll kneel down. Then he'll lean over until he is comfortably snuggled against the sleeper. If you have never slept with a goat on a cold night on a camping trip, John writes, you don't know what you've been missing. I closed the book and sighed. I had one more thing to add to my bucket list. This is Mary Hears, and I'm wild about Utah.